Flash showtime with Triple G. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more. And all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks, and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your ginger Geordie geek. Welcome back to the channel for another episode of Rusty Staples. And as ever, I'm joined by my good pal, Andy Perpetual Comics. How are you, sir? Are you well?
Say it again. Say it again for me.
Perpetual Comics. Or Andy. Which one?
Congratulations and jubilations.
Is that because I've said perpetual, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Well done, sir, on the 7,000 plus subscribers on your channel. Well deserved, my friend. Well deserved.
Thank you. It'll be less than 7,000 by Monday, I guarantee it. I have a weird relationship with YouTube where it gives us subs and takes away every weekend around about 5 to 10 subs. It's weird. So we'll see. We'll see.
If you're very, very lucky, you might have 7,001. I may subscribe.
Oh, you're gonna sub? Are you gonna sub? What a guy! What a guy! You're my hero, Andy. My hero. Well, listen, guys, we've got an interesting show lined up for you tonight. We're going to talk a little bit nostalgia a little bit later on, so that's going to be interesting. But we've got the usual segments before that as well. Before we do that, Andy, shall we see who is in the chat? Let's do it. Terry, oh look, it's time for eroded pins. Nice. He's got a new one of these every time, hasn't he? I like that.
I like it. Do you think he'll ever actually run out of it? Like,
I would imagine we'll run out of show before Terry runs out of it.
By Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe's got 5 or 6 more, Terry. Yeah. Congratulations on the 7,000. Thank you, Terry. I do appreciate that. 7,000 subs. I hope they all got a mug each. I should send every single sub, apart from James Keegan, a mug. You're right. Ash, nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Aussie AC, good day, mate. Good day to you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Chris, lunchtime. Who has a Vindaloo at lunchtime? Well, Chris, obviously. Would you have a Vindaloo at lunchtime?
I've never had a Vindaloo in my life.
Yeah, I don't know about my.
Is this cold?
It's a hot curry, Andy. My bowels couldn't cope with a Vindaloo, I have to say. She's got a painful stomach. I'm in bed till evacuation burns occur, trying to hasten the process by watching something that fills me with the urge to defecate. Nice. Thank you for
that was the most intricate message anybody's ever put up in this show.
Yeah.
Just the insides.
Oh, God. Burn. You got the Ring of Fire. 7K, huh? I need to delete some of those burner accounts. Yep. Should have watched my live earlier. Oh, I didn't see you do a live, Terry. Apologies, didn't see that, mate. I would have jumped on if I'd and watched if I'd seen you'd gone live. Did you promote that on Insta, Terry? I didn't see it. Never mind. Corralling kids at the time, Terry. We've got Terry saying forgiven. It depends how long the show lasts. 2028. Yeah, we'll see.
Not a fucking chance.
No. Anyway, we've got tons to get through tonight, Andy. So let's crack on. You wanted to mention a little bit about the different. I want to call this a smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord. It's an a la carte menu, if you will. Yeah. So we've had a few shows and we've done different segments. There's some that we still haven't touched on, largely due to my laziness, to be honest with you. But bone idle, if you will.
Hey, that's a lie. Can I just say, ladies and gentlemen, and to any of the other people who do shows with me, working with Andy is an absolute freaking dream because he does the vast majority of the slides and pulling of information and stuff like that together. So it's lovely for me, Andy, doing this show with you because it's hassle-free. So thank you for that. Tip of the hat.
Don't worry, it's only lasting until Christmas. Don't give me up. Don't give me any of that nonsense. But I do appreciate the sentiment. So yes, this is kind of like a bit of an a la carte menu of different segments that we've sort of thought about and think that would be worth including in the show. But we would love to hear from you guys. So do let us know if the segments that obviously have been on the show for the past few weeks are working. Is there anything that isn't working? Please let us know. Is there anything that you'd like to add? Just to direct you to the bottom left-hand side, the original art focus. This is a new segment that we're hoping to introduce. where we're going to be looking at some original art that's out there, any sort of auction houses that are selling original art, just to get a bit of a vibe for what's out there. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, maybe post Stoppable, we'll introduce that segment to the show. But yeah, really just to reiterate the fact that, this show is about lots of different segments, and we're really just testing to see what works and what doesn't work. So do let us know. We want your feedback.
I tell you what, I've been thinking about the original art bit today, actually, Andy, and not for tonight. So when we do the original art focus, just something for you to be thinking about. I'm very aware that I've started getting into buying. I know you buy a lot of original art pieces. I get a lot of commissioned covers and things like that. I've taken your advice recently and I've started selling on eBay, and I've sold a lot of my stuff. And as I was going through my collection, I was thinking, actually, some of these original art pieces I've got from various artists. Some are comic book artists, some are unknown, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
I wonder how well it retains its value. Do you know what I mean? If I was to come and sell a piece that I've picked up from someone we found on IG, I'm going to show you one tonight, actually. How likely am I to sell that? Do you know what I mean? It's interesting.
Absolutely. No, definitely. I think it's definitely a lot more challenging to get a commission piece on like a cover to sell it in the aftermarket. Especially if it's not maybe necessarily a known artist, and it's very personal to you as well, that piece, that commission. That's why I would always sort of direct to anybody that's looking to invest in those sorts of things to go for original art rather than covers.
Yeah, I'm again, we're stealing the thunder of when we do the section, but I tend to focus towards comic book covers rather than buying a piece of artwork, whereas you go for more the original art.
I'm the other side, yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to show both of the sides of it when we do the segment.
Definitely.
Exactly. Yep. Terry, someone sent out the search. Cause where is Fuzzy of the Dun? Oh, it's not 9 o'clock yet. That's right. He'll rock on at 9 o'clock and tell us off. Yeah, we'll miss you, Fuzzy. Fuzzy, can you hear me? Where are you? Come on, turn up. Anyway, wanted to just briefly mention this. We are going for the charitable do in December. We've mentioned it a few occasions. We've already, already had. God, my chest. We've already had some very kind monetary donations. We've also had a number of people reach out to send us stuff. So Claire has sent us a load of slabs. I know Slab Crusader said he's going to send us some stuff. I believe the amazing comic deal is going to do something for it. Didn't you say, Andy?
Yeah. So James got in touch to say that he's going to offer up 2 of his sketch card commissions as part of the auction. So thanks, James, for offering that up. So yeah, are we still on for December? Because time's a ticking. Time is a ticking, Peter.
Let's have a chat after the show and see. I didn't say what. Yeah, didn't say what.
Yeah, let's chat. Let's chat Weatherspoons.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we did ask the people when they wanted to do it, and December feels like a push. Maybe we're looking into the new year now, January, February time, something like that.
Yeah, as you say, pick a year. I guess the longer it takes us to get our backsides into gear, then the more books are going to be added to my box of treats. And this is the book that.
Oh, nice! Hang on.
So
First Damien Wayne.
Batman, issue 666. So that's been added to the pile. I don't think this is first Damien Wayne.
No, I think it's the first. I'm sure that's Damian Wayne as Batman. I think it's the first Damian Wayne as Batman or something along those lines. It is a key for some reason.
Cool. So I think we're up to like maybe 10 books
Very
or something
nice.
like that so far.
Very
So
nice.
yep, that's something to look forward to.
Good stuff. We will keep pushing on with that then. Okay. I like this part. This is where we talk teams. Today we are on the letter G. 3 G's, triple G's. So again, in the chat, ladies and gents, 4 characters that you would use to form your G team. But we're going to start, as always, with Andy. Andy, your team. Wow.
Listen, before I start, now you can say triple G, I'm just really disappointed I never just put 4 pictures of you.
4 pictures of me.
That's really annoying me.
That
now.
would have been the winning team.
That would have been the winner, internet won. Yes, I went for a smorgasbord of characters here. First up is, I went for a little bit of nostalgia here. There's a little link here, foreshadowing, if you will. Jeffrey the Giraffe the fantastic Toys R Us mascot.
It's a magical place where.
Oh,
That's
there's a
something-
song.
Yeah.
Honestly, when my time is up, I want that played at my funeral. This. Do you remember whenever you were sitting there and the adverts would come on and the camera would go through the aisles, and at the end of the advert, it would be like, right, what are they going to showcase? What toys are they going to show off? Ah, what a place!
Do you know what I miss at Christmas? Getting a catalogue. So like getting the Toys R Us catalogue or getting the Argos catalogue and going through with my highlighter and marking all the different toys and things I want.
I see
know?
you were posh though. You had the highlighter. I just bent the
keep
corners of the.
How would you know? Because there's just loads of items on a page. How would your mum know? Santa know which one to get.
I knew that was the most important thing. We actually picked up my wife bought Argos catalogue back today, and I was like, "What's that?" And my two kids were like, "What is that? I don't know what that is. Why would you need that if you've got an iPad? I don't understand."
I still, even though I don't think we watch very little on normal British television these days. Every Christmas, it's the tradition. You buy the Radio Times or whatever, and go through that with my highlighter, marking all the different shows I want to watch and all that kind of stuff. And then I didn't watch any of them. I forget most of them. Okay, so slightly left wing, Jeffrey.
Hey, listen. Apparently, good old Jeffrey was in a sort of promotional comic as well.
Oh, right.
Because I always try to look up what the first appearance was of these characters. But yeah, apparently he was in some sort of promotional comic back in the 80s. Second up, I went for the King of the Monsters, Godzilla. First appearance. Love him to death. Godzilla King of the Monsters issue number 1 from 1977 was his first appearance. The original kaiju, can't get much better than that.
Nice.
What more can I say?
Peter, are you excited? Have you seen Godzilla the teaser for the new film Godzilla -0?
No, but was that the goo? See,
Goo.
I do watch a show, Peter. I do watch it.
Have you seen Godzilla -1?
I haven't. I've seen the first. I think I've seen the first sort of 15-20 minutes of it, and my attention span is pretty poor at the best of times, and I just clocked off. But no, I definitely want to watch it because I love Godzilla. I love the old school original Godzilla. Even though it can be quite difficult to watch it because obviously there's no very little special effects, but it's just again, to use the word nostalgia, it's just that feel and the aesthetic that Godzilla has. Absolutely love it. Next up, we have Ghost Rider. First appearance was in Marvel Spotlight issue number 5 from 1972, and I picked Ghost Rider just because he's like kind of like the ultimate anti-hero, isn't he? Cursed to serve as the sort of spirit of vengeance, and again, as a character, the aesthetic of a character, I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. What be yourself?
Oh, I love a bit of Ghost Rider. I have to say I'm drawn more, and again, it's a nostalgia thing. It's probably because that's the first version of Ghost Rider I read. I'm drawn more towards the Danny Ketch version of Ghost Rider, who took the mantle on from Johnny Blaze. And the reason for that is there was a UK comic. Don't know if you remember it, Andy. I don't know if I've got a copy of it, actually. See? The brain's gone a-ticking. I need to get on and find this. But anyway, it was called Havoc, and it had Ghost Rider, RoboCop, I believe, and Deathlock. Just reprints of the American comics. But the reprint of Ghost Rider was the original Danny Ketch when he gets his powers and stuff. So that was really my first experience of Ghost Rider, and I just fell in love with it. Havoc was a great comic, absolutely great comic. I really don't know if I've got a copy of that. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, I'd say my favourite's probably the Johnny Blaze, the original. Do you know, I think that flaming skull and stuff like that is just absolutely fantastic.
What do you think of the movie? Did you watch the Nick Cage movie?
I did. Do you know, I didn't mind it. You know, I think if you sort of park your brain and don't sort of take too much of the story, it was more of the look of it and the fact that you were seeing Ghost Rider in the big screen, which is what you want, sort of thing. But yeah, I don't think it's the greatest story of all time, and I think if you're looking for a fair reflection of Ghost Rider the character, then you really need to dive into the books and get an understanding of his backstory and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Just before you move on to your last character, and don't forget, guys, stick in the chat who your G team would be. James, they weren't as a team. It was reprints of each of their comics. So it was a comic book that had kind of, they broke the stories down into 3 or 4 page bits. So you got Ghost Rider, RoboCop, and what do you call them? Who did I say? Ghost Rider, RoboCop, Deathlock was in there as well. Yeah.
The name was in the message that you put up from MG Comics. So it said Deathlock.
Oh, it did. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Are you okay, Peter?
I'm going to say, well, you know, I've told you, I'm deaf in one ear. I've got a blocked ear.
What?
I'm going to pretend that that's affecting my eyesight as well, so I can't read.
Last but not least, Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons. First appeared in Simpsons Comics issue number 1 from 1993. That was obviously the Bongo Comics run. Yeah. And he's just the typical angry Scot that's turned into a bit of a sort of folk hero. I love him. He had to be in my team, and he's going to be like the captain of my team, because if anybody can control Godzilla, I can just imagine with a massive big leash on Godzilla. He's the man. I love him.
Yeah, great character. Great character. I do enjoy it a bit. I was saying to some of the guys the other week, I don't think I've watched like a new episode of Simpsons in maybe 4 or 5 years. I'm totally out of it.
I'm the same. I kind of find it's that sort of program where you turn on the sort of 24-hour channel and it's on the background. It's like elevator music type thing.
But it always you're right. But it always seems like when I do that, it's like from an episode from the first few seasons. It's never like a one I never watch it and go, oh, I've not seen this one. It's always something I've seen. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the same. It's almost like that with South Park, but I find that I can go back and retrospectively watch South Park a lot easier than I can some of the earlier Simpsons episodes. But
okay, guys, let's. I wonder where Fuzzy is. I hope he's all right. Someone send out a search party for Fuzzy. Okay, chaps, let's move on to my team. Not quite as wild as Andy's, but I have gone all green. Have you noticed the link here? All of my characters, I thought I'll do an added extra and make sure that we're all green characters as well.
Oh, so is this like a new parameter?
I'm just upping the ante. I'm just upping the ante. Now, I'd picked Godzilla and Green Lantern, and I thought, well, actually, they're all great. I could just link that.
Did you force yourself to pick a character who was green?
I did. Yeah. So I've gone same as you, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I've gone for the Marvel Comics version and the cartoon version of Godzilla, that kind of bright green version. I love the character. I can't say I read much of his comic books from Marvel back in the day, but I absolutely watched the Godzilla cartoon with Godzuki as well. Up from the depths, he's 20 store. I love that. So yeah, I remember watching that.
Wow, you really are tone deaf, aren't you?
I absolutely am. Yeah. Just a great character. Really, literally everywhere at the moment. I mean, he's in every friggin' comic. DC, Marvel, all the is it Mad? It's not Mad Cave. Can't remember who's doing all the Starship Godzilla and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's just tons of versions of Godzilla out there, and you can pick and choose your flavour, I guess. But yeah, great character. I've gone for Gremlins. I'm into my Gremlins at the moment because I picked up, I think I showed it off on a show a little while ago, an independent book called Gremlin or something. They couldn't use the Gremlins name for trademark reasons, which was Gremlins set during World War II. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I just love the idea of, an army of mischievous little shits that don't really have any powers or abilities other than just run that hour.
Funny you should mention that. I actually didn't realise that was the Gremlins on that picture. I thought that was Panel Breakers, and it kind of links in.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. Yeah. I know which one I am. Anyway, so I love a bit of Gremlin. And then I've gone for Green Lantern, and you can have your pick which Green Lantern you want to go for. Good old Hal Jordan there, one of the first Green Lanterns I became familiar with. But I have to say, I'm a big fan of Kyle Rayner. Again, probably just because that's the era I read more comics, I guess. If you're after a good run of Green Lantern books, you can't go wrong with Jeff Jones's run. Blackest Night and all that kind of stuff. The Sinestro War is just phenomenal reading, well worth reading. You can get that in nice trade paperbacks as well. But that's probably some of my best read Green Lantern stories. Just love his power set. Sorry.
No, sorry to interrupt, but Green Lantern was never a character that I had any affinity with. I never trust the characters that's got a shiny ring.
See, I love a shiny ring. I love to polish a shiny ring. Green Lantern really came to my attention during the fall and the reign of the Superman storyline when Coast City was destroyed. And then you got the Emerald, then you got the Emerald Twilight storyline, and that was just, at the time, just unheard of. A major DC character going nuts and basically wiping everybody out in the space of 2-3 issues. No big fanfare, no massive crossover event, just in his own book. Oh yeah, Green Lantern's crackers and he's killed everybody.
All right, you're bigging up your characters enough, Peter. Okay, it's a cool team.
And then, rounded off, probably one of my favourite modern characters is Geiger. Really into that character at the moment. Loving that series. Desperate for a toy of Geiger. I just think it's a great design. You mentioned Ghost Rider because of the Flaming Skull. This is obviously heavily influenced by that.
Yeah.
But it just looks fab. I love it.
A 1/6 scale hot toy of that bad boy would be phenomenal. Yeah. Neon lights and stuff like that. Oh yes, please.
So that's my team. Let's see what teams the guys at home have picked. Terry, Green Arrow, Green Hornet, Green Lantern, and Green Hulk. I get that. Or easier, 4 Green Lanterns of your choice. Nice. Chris, Godivia, Green Fury. Not familiar with Green Fury. Grifter.
Godiva? What's that?
Godiva, I think, is she not a green? I think is she not a Green Lantern? Is that another one that got a hand chopped off? I might be wrong, Chris. Remind us who Godiva is. Geoforce, I like. He's a cool character. He was from the that team. What do you call those? The ones that Batman assembles. Is it the Outsiders? I think Geoforce was a member of the Outsiders. He's a prince or a king of a foreign country, but he can manipulate the land and things like that. Very cool. We've got Bat Dan. Nice to see you, pal. My G team's Triple G and the G spot. Yeah, nice. Gandalf. Yeah, nice. Green Hornet, Green Lantern, Gizmo.
Good shoot.
Gizmo from the Teen Titans, is it?
No.
Or are you thinking Gizmo from the Gremlins?
Yeah, I'm thinking Gizmo from the Gremlins. Yeah, I love Gizmo.
Because there's a Gizmo from the from the Teen Titans as well, isn't it? The little guy who is a tech person or something like that, I think. And yes, to come, we realise there are only 5 episodes, like Mr. Ben.
Mr. Bean.
What we're talking about?
Oh, the Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Got you. Yeah. Bad down with that, we wouldn't be able to thank the group. Wow. Gandalf, Goku, Godzilla, Gale Platt is a winner. Yeah, good old Gale Platt. Why didn't we?
Phil has just won the internet. Well done, Phil.
Gale Platt, the most open reptilian on the planet. Pronounced Godivia. Okay.
Godiva.
Geoforce was Power Rangers. Not the one I'm thinking of, but yeah, Geoforce was in the Power Rangers as well, I believe. Dora Lee, Super Friends. Oh, we could have had Dora the Explorer. No, it's G, man.
What, with a G? Man,
yeah, why
take your medication, Peter.
Chris is confused us there. Dora Lee, Super Friends. Is that who Godivia is?
I think that Vindaloo has went to more than his head. At this point.
I think he's hallucinating. Anyway, let's talk a little bit of spec before we get on to the nostalgia stuff. Couple of books just for you to be aware of. There you go. Godivia is Dora Lee. Peter needs a nap again. Hey, it's been a long week, Chris. Long week. Work is kicking me arse, and I still don't feel well. Still got COVID and a bad ear. Pity is. Don't mock us. So listen,
subscribers.
Yeah. Listen, so we've got 3 books that have been optioned over the last couple of weeks. Something is Killing the Children. We always knew that was coming. It's been talked about for friggin' ages.
Yeah.
Very pricey book already. If you've got a copy, get it graded if you can. If you've got a 9.8, you're gonna be making a bit of money. Probably the wrong time to buy it now, like I would say.
I have issue 1 to 6, 9.8.
Nice.
I've been holding. I'm just waiting until they put out the first sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not prelim, but
Trailer.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What? It's catching, Peter. Whatever you have is catching.
Me. Yeah. I had a copy. I had a 9.8, and I sold it a year or two back, and I had a 9.6, and I think that's up to sell at the moment. I've gone through it again. Topic for another day. I've gone through a bit of a kind of a breakdown, I guess, with my comics, and I've just put up tons of books.
Just in general, Peter. I'm
selling everything. I'm selling pretty much everything, other than my what I would class as my mega keys.
But not to go on a tangent. But what is the overall plan? Like, I'm assuming it's not because you need to. It's because you're choosing to do something else with it. So what is that plan? Do you know?
I want to get like do you know, like Scrooge McDuck's vat thing? I want one of them to swim in. Yeah. No. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm enjoying the events more. I'm enjoying meeting up with. Sure. It sounds soppy as shit, but I'm enjoying this meeting up with you guys, going on cons and stuff like that. And
I cost a fortune, Peter.
You do. Yeah, but I cannot just keep taking that out of the kind of the household budget. Do you know what I mean? The hobby has to pay for itself.
He's okay.
Fuzzy is in the chat. Stop worrying. I'm a pive. Oh.
But just stop doing that to us, Fuzzy. At least report in, text somebody, put out the bat signal or the fuzzy signal.
Yeah. Fuzzy, you will be getting don't forget, Fuzzy, I do have your address, so I have contacted the police. You will be getting a welfare knock, so just invite them in, have a bit of a
How much does that cost?
Yeah, ask them if they're a subscriber when they come. So yeah, I'm getting wrong on the chat. What have I done? Phil, not Chris, but proving my point. I'm using the wrong names again. I'm using the wrong names. You called me Phil for weeks. Sell, Andy.
I will be.
Yeah. Phil, I've been trying to sell comics for about a year now, and you want to buy 4,000 comics. The thing is, Phil, what I've noticed, and this is why I'm absolutely no good with selling stuff, is unless you're selling it dirt cheap, you're not going to shift it. I've sold ridiculous books for what I would consider pennies. Do you know what I mean? And that's partially because of how the market is at the moment, and partially because I've got no patience. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you can get some bargains if you're looking at the moment.
I didn't realize Phil was selling. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll come in later, Phil, and you can show me your boxes.
There's an offer. Ordained. This is a really interesting book. A priest performs last rites on the head of the Irish mafia who makes a miraculous medical recovery. Interesting book. Fuzzy's just saying in the chat that it's been delayed. I've ordered a couple of copies of this, but the noise is that it's already got a screen adaptation by the guys who did John Wick. So there must be a lot of noise about this. So again, potentially a book to get your little hands on. Could go up. Southern Bastards is a cracking series by Jason Aaron. I've read the first 3 or 4 volumes of that. Really, really good book. And apparently this is now getting an adaptation on Hulu. So again, another nice one to get a hold of. These books, particularly Ordained and Southern Bastards, you can still get at good price, cover price for Ordained, certainly. Southern Bastards, like it's saying there, around about $12. So I don't think it does you any harm to pick these up just in case.
Sell your Southern Bastards now because it was on the top 10. And that's the sort of sweet spot. As soon as that's released, just get it on eBay, get it sold. Yeah.
The other kind of spec I wanted to briefly mention is we know there's been the big announcement of the animated Transformers and G.I. Joe show going out. So just to mention, all of those are linked to these comic book series. We've got Void Rivals, Transformers, G.I. Joe's an interesting one because there was a number of stories before the official G.I. Joe launch. So you had Duke and Destro and things like that. Mm-hmm. Some of these already go for decent money. If you can get the kind of the particularly of Void Rivals and Transformers, there was the Ashcan versions at San Diego Comic Con. Luckily, Efren picked me up a couple of copies of those. They're good to keep a hold of because they've gone up in value. But just to kind of draw your attention to the mad world we're living in at the moment. Yeah. Void Rivals 45 variants, G.I. Joe 73, and then Transformers issue 1, print 1, 113 variants. So that doesn't take into the account that we're up to what I think print 7 or 8 now of
At
issue
least.
1.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Absolutely insane.
It's crazy, and I guess that's why it's so challenging to sell comics, because unless you have some really good vintage comics in your collection of reasonable grade, the vast majority of people here have just got all the modern stuff because they've picked it out through FOMO or whatever, and they've probably not even read the book. So having to offload those to a shop or to a collector, it's so challenging at the minute,
It is. It's just crackers. And then even some of the books that I would consider, gold keys, blue chip, whatever you call them, like First Galactus, First Silver Surfer I had up for sale, you're getting pennies for them, really. These are the kind of books, not maybe these ones at the moment, but the variants and stuff like that seem to go for the biggest money. It's just crackers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, all 3 of these are going to be featured or part of the ongoing TV show. So potentially you might see a little bump in some of those. Let's just have a quick look and see what the chat is saying. Rummage in my box says, pervert, absolutely.
Boxes, not boxers. That's a totally different.
Boxes.
That's for thought bubble.
I heard you say boxes. I've had some stuff on eBay at well under FMV for months. A few bits sold, but mostly 0% interest. I'm a lot more choosy about what I buy now. Yeah, I am absolutely the same, Dan. Absolutely the same. I've got some big books on eBay at the moment, and just not a sniff. And some of them I think are very reasonably priced. So yeah, it's interesting.
I actually think one of the impacts of eBay Live has been the lack of individual sales, which is kind of ironic given the inflated prices that some of the books on eBay
do you know
Live
what?
are going for.
I was just going to say, Andy, eBay Live and whatnot boils my piss that you can put, a blue chip book on eBay for well below FMV and not get anything. And then you can get some dog-eared, dog shit copy of, New Warriors issue 14, which someone says to you, oh, it's worth $20. And you know for a fact it's $1 book all day long. But people seem to be just go ravenous for it on whatnot on eBay sold. You see the numbers just ticking over. I'm thinking, wow, I don't understand this. Why?
It's so interesting. Like I have a good rant to like see yourself and to Fuzzy whenever I've been watching various shows. And what's interesting is when you go to the likes of back to Whatnot and watch, the Whatnot's kind of a died to a certain extent. And but eBay is going a bit crazy, but it almost feels like we're at that transition period now where there's going to be loads and loads of sellers that are getting onboarded to eBay Live, and it's almost like that race to the bottom again that we've seen with Whatnot. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with eBay Live. But best of luck to all the sellers.
Oh, absolutely. It just I find it fascinating to watch. Do you know what I mean? Because the psychology of it is really interesting in terms of if you've got a good salesman, books that really shouldn't sell for more than $1 are going for like 15, 20 quid. Just interesting. Chris, it's madness, this variant stuff. Who on earth buys hundreds of the same book? Arseholes, Chris. Absolute arseholes. I get what you're saying. I'm hearing you. Not only that, Chris, 100 of the same book with no idea what they look like. That's even worse, isn't it? God.
It's like a mystery arsehole.
You people, honestly. People like to be told what to like and what's good. That is very true, Kev. That's very true. Whatnot's dead since DVH joined. Are you implying that DVH killed Whatnot, Dan? That's.
Or somebody needs to chat GPT AI that picture of Dr. Von Hook killing Whatnot.
Stamping on Whatnot.
There's a book cover.
Yeah. The customer decides what your book is worth, not you, regardless of what you think of it. That is very true. But again, that's what confuses us about some of these eBay Live sales, Fuzzy, because my only explanation is that sometimes this is people getting caught up, like I know I do, in the fever of bidding or whatever, without going and having time to check what the kind of the FMV is or what they can get the book for on other sites. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There are some great sellers out there. Don't get us wrong, guys. There are some great sellers out there. I find it an interesting process to watch. Okay. Pull list, Andy. Now, we're going to see James Tinian at Thought Bubble. Should we print this out and show him this slide? Should we get him to sign it?
As I said backstage, I did feel bad for 20 seconds and then realised, sorry, it's cool. We decided to take Exquisite Corpses off our pool list. Now we're down to 4, so we'll get Beneath the Trees, No Man's Land, Escape, and Everything Dead and Dying. And ironically, we kind of complained about the amount of books that we had to read in the last show, and we actually found ourselves in this show with no books from our pool list to read. I think there's a couple out next week and then the following week. So that left us with obviously the option to bring a few books in. There was 2 that we had on our radar that we were looking to do. I don't think we got the opportunity to read those. I think one was by Oni Press, which was a nightmare to try and pick up, and then there was another one that I can't remember.
There was the Rodney Barnes one, wasn't there? I just never saw it. The Rodney Barnes.
I think that was the one by Oni Press. I didn't see it. So we went for Undeadpool. We went a little bit left field with Undeadpool.
Boom! Undeadpool #1. This is part of the X Years in the Future big company-wide crossover event in the Marvel Universe. I've read a lot of these books, and they're a mixed bag. Andy, this is the kind of...
You can go first.
All right. What I was going to say is, this is the kind... Knowing you as I do...
Right.
Knowing you as I do...
Easy now.
This is the kind of book that I would never anticipate you picking up to read. But to be fair, it was you that suggested this book.
Mm-hmm. I'll not do that again.
I really enjoyed this.
Outrageous.
I really enjoyed this. I thought this was fun. I thought the artwork was good. I loved the throwback to the New Warriors. It's very it's very Friday the 13th slasher-esque. You know, a group of kids in the woods with a madman hunting them down. So basically the premise for this, ladies and gents, is that in the future this X virus has killed off most of humanity, or it transforms humans into grotesque mutants, and sometimes it mucks up with mutant powers as well. In the case of Deadpool, because he's already kind of, his body's dead or dying or whatever, it screws him over completely, and his body goes into kind of muscle memory and remembers the time when he was the mercenary killer. So his body's just acting on instinct, and his mind is trapped inside his body. So you get the narrative of him being unable to stop what his body's doing. Basically, this group of characters we've never heard of, I believe, before. I don't think we've seen any of those characters anywhere before, who are all kind of homage characters to old New Warriors and Avengers and things like that, are on a trek, and he hunts them down and offs them all, pretty much. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I will be reading on, Andy. What did you think?
There was nothing fun about it, Peter. It was absolute dog shit.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Listen, it was... Okay, let me start with some positives, which is going to be really difficult to do because I'm Scottish. I like the idea of a zombie Deadpool, but it felt like we've seen zombie characters before, okay? I like the fact that he was sort of battling with the fact that his healing properties was kind of caught in limbo because of the virus that he had. So, you know, half of him was trying to die and half of him was trying to heal. So he's caught in that middle place, and this is what we get. This is a result of the character. Thought that was a cool concept, a cool idea. But I think just the way that it was executed was pretty poor. It felt like that typical Marvel kids book, and I know comics are for kids, but this just seemed like the narration of Deadpool throughout the whole comic just seemed over the top, and it was interesting, and it would be something to look at, Peter. If you actually look at some of the pages and take that narration off, and all you've got is the background conversation with the characters, it's almost like it's an improvement because it just seemed to go on and on and on and on all the time. And some of it was quite tongue-in-cheek fun. You know, it had elements of that movie, but it just got a little bit too predictable at times. The really strange part of this, there was a couple of panels where he had basically offed all but one of the characters, and then that character and him decide, oh, we're best mates now. I know I've killed the three guys that were in your team, but we're going to be friends now, and we're going to go off and we're going to save the world or whatever it is they're going to do next. I just thought that was a bit. It didn't seem as if it flowed quite right. It wouldn't be a normal reaction that I would have imagined would have happened. No, not for me. I'm never suggesting a book again that is relating to Marvel, and I'm done.
Did you read the comic?
I did read the comic, yeah. Of course, I read the comic. Unfortunately.
So I mean. Yeah.
Did I misunderstand something that didn't happen or happened?
Yeah, absolutely. The last I mean, listen. First off, listen. First off, ladies and gentlemen, this is not comparable in any way, shape, or form to any of the books on this slide. Right? It's just not. It's not in the same league at all. These are works of art. This is Marvel, easy to read, turn your page schluck. Do you know what I mean? So I absolutely agree with you, Andy.
What was the word? Schluck?
Schluck. This absolutely isn't something that I would rush to. It's not going to feature on anybody's top 10 books of the year. But as a horror fan, I found the kind of the tongue-in-cheek callbacks to horror tropes quite good. I think the bit you've misunderstood because you didn't read the book was the Daredevil character has telepathy, mental powers, bit like Emma Frost, and shows precog and stuff like that. When Deadpool goes to kill her at the end, there's a load of narrative about how her abilities are interacting with him and basically wake him up, is how I understood it. And also that he'd killed and soaked himself in so much blood that his brain had kicked back in. So it wasn't that the body suddenly decided he could be part of it. I think her powers combined with other stuff made him wake up or something, is how I read it. I really don't expect what to put this in the pull list.
Oh no, I definitely want to put it in the pull list. I want to read the same thing. I didn't get any of that. I need to go back and reread because
do you though? Do you really though?
Yeah, maybe not. Did I not mention this is finishing at Christmas? This show, it's fine. Yeah, okay. You've put a different slant on it, but not enough to make me go back and read it. To be honest with you,
it was. Put it this way, maybe I enjoyed it more because I've read some absolutely atrocious Deadpool books over the last couple of weeks, and this was much better than those. But like I say, not in the same class at all as these things. Just not at all. Let's see what the chat say. Interested if anyone's read it. Fuzzy, behave. I see Exquisite Corpses till the end. I think it's only 13 issues. Yeah, I will continue reading it, Phil, but it's not a one to keep in our pull list for this show. It's just one I'll read. I'll probably not read it month by month. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. Yeah. And Deadpool surprised me in a good way, Kev, or a bad way. Chris in the bin. Kev, it was really unique. Okay, we've jumped the shark. Got this in my bundle of books, collecting them on my local comic book shop. So looking forward to reading it. Let me know what you think, Sorrel. Let me know what you think. What's the word I'm looking for, Fuzzy? That's 2 Marvel books you like, Peter. Or Marvel back to quality storytelling. Well, I'm going to do a show at the weekend reviewing a few Marvel books I've read today, actually, Phil. Yeah. Mince, there it is. Mince. It's a book.
Wow.
Wow. So I'll enjoy it. You'll cream your pants. So, Kenneth's still here. Thank you, Kenneth. Do appreciate it, pal. Do appreciate it. Doesn't sound like it. If I had a blind bag, how many would you buy? Oh, all of them. All of them. He used blue chip twice and now schlock. I'm getting very concerned. I'm not well tonight, Fuzzy. I'm struggling, mate. I'm struggling. This is what happens when you chat GPT the comic review. Yeah. Found out. You've been Triple G there, Andy. You were clever. Wow.
Triple G'd.
I like that. I like that. You've been G'd. You've been G-spotted. Okay. Market watch. Andy does all the hard work on this one, bless him. So we've got, wow, 511 quid for the Crow Shoe one. Sorry.
I thought that was fairly...
I don't want to steal your thunder. Crack on.
No, not at all. Work away. I thought this was a decent price for the Crow issue #1. I just thought I'd include it just because we'd obviously read it as part of our review section.
I went wow because I read The Crow last week and I can't believe it's commanding that much money.
Oh, this book commands a lot of money, certainly because of the black cover. I thought that 9.0 at over 500 quid was fairly decent price.
Yeah.
I expected it to go for more. I just, is that a book that's in your collection? Did you?
No, it's not 1 hour.
No.
I'm being a much better boy now. I'm not going for key first appearances all the time. I'm selling a lot of stuff, so no. But it's not a one that ever I would have sought out to buy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a decent price. Next one up was Giant Size X-Men issue #1. CGC 7.0, first appearance of X-Men, second full appearance of Wolverine. This went for £1,672, just over. I think it was 18 bids. I can't quite see that there on the screen. But the reason I picked this out is just because I've got a bit of a penchant for picking up 7.0s. If this had have had the custom label on it, which is what I sort of look for, 7.0's custom label, I think this might have been one that might have been on my radar, because I do have an eBay search saved for custom label 7.0s, but I just thought this was a fairly decent price, and I know that this is a book that you have in your collection, don't you? You have this?
I do, but this really speaks to what we've just been talking about, to be perfectly honest. I think for a 7.0 mega key, because you're absolutely right, it's got huge first appearances in it, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, all those kind of characters.
Yep.
I think that's really cheap. I really do. And I know cheap is very subjective because,
it's all relative,
prices,
isn't it?
yeah. But for a book of that level, I think that's, if you compare it to, we were talking a few weeks ago, weren't we, about Invincible #1 going for around the same price. Would I rather have a Giant Size X-Men or an Invincible one? I'd go for a Giant Size X-Men every day of the week,
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard book to get at a high grade.
Blue chip book, if you will.
Yeah, because, so, I mean, not to teach people to suck eggs, those of you that don't know, when we refer to comics as blue chip books, basically what it means is it's a book that's got some kind of significance in terms of a major first appearance or cultural appearance or something like that, and it's thought, because it's blue chip, it'll rarely go down in value. It's a book that kind of maintains its value or will continue to rise in value. Obviously, you get peaks and troughs in the market, but it's a one that, like if you buy a variant book, a lot of those books are prime price 1 week, and then a year later you never hear them again. These aren't that kind of book.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what my grade is, to be perfectly frank. I think that's a cracking price for a 7.0.
That's a guy that has too many blue chip books that doesn't know what the grade of the Giant Size X-Men. That is the most Peter thing that you've ever said. I'm like, what? You don't know what grade your Giant Size X-Men is? Moving on, we have Iron Man. This is a signed Robert Downey Jr. Book, because I know that you've got a bit of a penchant for those signed books. This went for, I was surprised with this one. It was up for over £5,000. So I think it was like £5,000. It was up for plus the £85 fees or whatever. And it actually, they took an offer of 2,813 quid.
That's a hell of a drop.
Yeah, which is probably, I mean, they probably got what, maybe 2,600 once fees and all that are done and dusted.
You don't pay fees anymore, do you?
No, but well, that's true actually. Yeah, you're right. It's the buyer. Is it the buyer that pays the fees? Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they call it. It's a scam, basically. It's
like an insurance thing, isn't it?
Insurance thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so 2,813 quid, which I don't know. Like for a 9.6, does that feel a bit right for a Robert Downey Jr. signature?
I'm totally going off memory here, which we all know is not my strong point. But I'm sure when CGC years ago did a Robert Downey Jr. signing event, they did a Chris Evans signing event as well. Their kind of raw signatures on a book was around about 800 to £1,000.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. is a very, very pricey signature to get. I haven't got a reference point for whether that's I mean, nearly £3,000 seems an awful lot of money, to be fair.
But for a 9.6, you know, if you take I mean, I'm assuming they're buying the signature. They're not buying the book if it's at 9.6. But it's just interesting that they took such a dive in the price, you know, considering what they had it up for to what they took. But again, I'm not even going to go into that whole story about being authentic signatures and all the rest of it. But the fact that it's got that yellow label would give you a wee bit of, you know. Next one is one that I've been on the lookout for that I would like in my PC is Doom issue number 1. This was up for 766 and it went for just slightly less at 696 quid. I think this is a really cool book. I think this is a good investment book because it hits that sort of nostalgia element as well. Is it one that's on your radar? Is it one you've got in your collection?
No, it's not. But I'm sure I've seen that in the bins in some of the shops I've been flicking through. Do you know what I mean? Over the last year or two, but for like normal price, I don't know that people are necessarily aware of how big of a book this can be. You know, because that's raw, isn't it? Is that a raw price as well?
That's a raw book. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not what. Do you know what? I wouldn't until you've shown us it. I would have probably just flicked by that. I wouldn't have even registered that that's a book to keep an eye out for. I wonder if James Keegan's got it. I wonder because you know he gets a lot of the gaming books.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself if he maybe got that in his collection. Those maybe want to find out. But I'm just picking up on Fuzzy's comment there about the magnifying glass and seeing the pics. I'm definitely going to have to try harder because I only picked 4 of these, and I'm noticing myself how poorly the you can't see the screen. So my apologies, Fuzzy. I apologise to the chat, and I'll reimburse your membership fee for this month.
I mean, you've let yourself down.
I mean, it'll not be the first time this show, this episode.
Well, before we jump to the chat, I've added a couple of slides for this one this month. And this is Fuzzy's fault. This is all Fuzzy's fault. And these aren't big prices, but it's irritated us. So Fuzzy made me aware. I'm a big fan of Ice Cream Man. I don't know, are you familiar with the comic book, Andy? Ice Cream Man?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, these are much better. This is a much better slide. I can see
nice,
that
big for old eyes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Ice Cream Man, great series that I love. There's this special coming out, or it's come out this week, which is an Ice Cream Man Mortal Coil set of cards. And it's basically it's not playing cards, it's a set of 52 cards. Each card has got part of the story on it, and you read the story as a deck of cards, basically. When this first came out, it was £12.50 or something like that to order. All your usual places, Forbidden Planet, Sad Lemon, all the Slab Crusaders, all those kind of places had it for sale months ago. They're all sold out now, literally all sold out. Fuzzy mentioned it last week. I was totally unaware of this. I don't know how I missed it. So I've been desperately trying to find myself a copy of it, or a set of it. It's just going higher and higher and higher on eBay. So the only ones I could find when I did the slides yesterday for sale were these two here, which you've got to buy it now or a best offer for 40 quid. Bear in mind, this was today released for £12. So I put a cheeky offer in on one of them for, I think it was £25, and it got denied straight away. Went back and looked at the sales. So as you can see, it's crept up steadily over the last couple of days as people are realising this is sold out and they want it. So it started around the 25 quid mark, up to last sold £37.50. These are up for sale, like I say, for around about 40 quid. So it seems to be doing really good. I stuck a search in, as you do. You can get it in America if you want to ship it over and stuff like that for around about the 30 quid mark. Spotted a one, went on today, and I bought it in seconds. Didn't even think about it. I think it was £30, I want to say I paid for it. Wow. Which is still far more. Was it 30 or might have been 25? I can't remember. This is my issue with eBay. I get excited, so I just press buy. All I know was it was lower than the 40 quid. I've got a feeling it was 25 quid I've paid for it. So I've grabbed a set. But I would recommend if you're in your local comic shops over the weekend and you see this for your cover price of £12 or something like that, get yourself a set. Even if it's just to, I know we don't like flippers, but even if it's just to sell or keep and see how this thing develops. Because that seems quite a rapid increase in just a couple of days to me.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's certainly unique, and you know, you have to think about it. If they brought out, say there was 5 or 6 different issues, as it were, or packs of cards, and then you could get like a binder for your collection of the cards, which would be pretty cool. You know what I mean? I think I'm more intrigued to see what
Yeah.
it looks like, and I think it's almost playing on that element of mystery bags, because you don't know what's inside it. So it's kind of a tick in that box as well. But yeah, I mean, I did see this on FOC, and then I seen that Fuzzy had mentioned it as well. But it just wasn't one that I thought about picking up, even from a speculative point of view. I just thought it'd be one of those things. I'd see what they look like, maybe in a YouTube video or whatever, and I'd be like, all right, curiosity's been, you know.
Yeah.
Fine.
So just to confirm, I just checked my phone. They're £23 I've paid, so I'm happy with that. Still double the price, but I'm happy with that. I couldn't get my head when Fuzzy was explaining this to us. I couldn't get my head around it, and I was like, "What do you mean? Do you mean it's a comic that each page looks like a card?" But no, it literally is a deck of cards. I can't work out, because if you shuffle the cards, you're not going to get the story. Or
Well, there's a warning at the back. I seen that on Instagram today, where there's rules to it, and one of the rules is don't shuffle. Shuffling is the equivalent of ripping pages out of a comic, it says.
Okay, I am interested because Ice Cream Man and the writer, Maxwell Price, I think he's called, is one of those guys who continues to surprise us. So I would be very surprised if this was just a standard comic. I think there'll be twists and turns and shenanigans as you go through the set of cards. Do you know what I mean? So I am interested. I cannot wait to get it.
Because it'd be interesting if you got different cards in some of the packs as well, and it'd be different endings to the story and things like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, I can't wait. I will open it and I will have a look. Right, just going to jump to the chat, guys. We've got Ellen Studios. Nice to see you, pal. Haven't watched it yet. Haven't watched the first 5 minutes of Stranger Things. To tell you what I am watching, I was watching before I've come on the show, was the new Netflix Frankenstein. Superb. Really enjoying that. Well worth checking out if you've got Netflix, guys. It means you've been quaffing too much brandy, green blue chip. It's Andy, not Frank. You're getting worse. That's Fakeman, the signature book. He is a blue chip actor, to be fair. Yeah, he is. eBay stopped fees, realised they were losing money, so started charging the buyer. Causes chaos, Terry, because I've tried to sell some stuff and people have said, will you give us a buy it now for like 200 quid? So I've set it at 200, but then when eBay adds the fees, it's like 220. So then they've come back and said, oh, I'm not paying that. It's like, well, I want me 200. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not putting it up 180.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, pal. Von Hoot has appeared in the chat. Von Hoot, why have you checked the chat going backwards, Von Hoot? There's a lot of rumours that you've destroyed Whatnot for some reason. It's a bit of a shame. So have a little look-see. That Doom book is a bit of a grail for me. I know I've seen it somewhere, but I don't. Do you know when you just can't remember? But I know I've seen it somewhere. I'll have to check it out.
In one of your boxes, perchance?
Maybe, yeah. Phil doesn't like the cards. I'm selling at a premium already. It's selling at a premium already. Glad I've ordered a few. Oh, nice, Kev. Nice. Fuzzy is awesome. I got 2 of them. They will be available tomorrow and whatnot. Oh, you see, I might have to get myself another set to keep nice. They were selling for 25 quid by tea time on Wednesday. Jesus. Pretty sure they were 8 quid from Forbidden Planet. It's mental, isn't it? Not into this kind of stuff, Phil. Enjoy it, but it's not for me. You aren't supposed to shuffle. Love a 5-knuckle shuffle. Marvellous. Okay. Bit of thought bubble chat, Andy.
Yes.
Just saying. So these are all the different people who are coming to Thought Bubble. I've got myself a few commissions already set up. I've been sent some pictures of some of the commissions that I've got coming. Any names on there jumping out that you're going to rush to try and get to? Anybody? I'll start off. I've got some stuff for Simon Bisley to sign, Garth Ennis as well. I feel I've done pretty much everybody else in previous Thought Bubble trips. Do you know what I mean? Kieran Gillen, James Tinian, all those kind of people. I feel I've seen hundreds of times. Where is James Tinian? Is he going?
No, I don't think so. I didn't think he was ever going, was he?
Oh, I don't know. He's normally there. He's there every bloody year. He's in London at
Yeah,
the moment.
no,
So.
no, I don't think he's been on the list as far as I'm seeing. I think it goes back to what you were saying at the start of the show. Is like, when you were talking about selling your books for like doing events and meeting up with people, making memories and things like that. I'd say this is kind of where I've got to for Thought Bubble. It's became like an annual retreat to this event. And I think it is fair to say that a lot of those artists and creators and things like that are ones that we've seen before and met up previously. I think for me, Simon Bisley, seeing Danny again is going to be great. I want to pick up her second volume of our art book and get a sketch in that. And yeah, the rest of the guys are guys that we've sort of met up or seen before. I'll be interested to see what the sort of general stall exhibitors are like this year. I think I'll try and. I don't normally pay a huge amount of attention. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty hungover, to be honest with you, but I don't plan to be this year. So I'm going to take a lot more time and going through and seeing what different people have. But yeah, come back to what I said. It's more about the interaction with everybody that goes and just meeting up with people and having the crack, as it were.
Bit of crack.
Yeah.
There are some interesting names on there. So a couple that I would advise people. I know one who asked in a group chat about sketches. Roger Landridge, who's the guy who does the Muppet comic books, he's done some cracking covers for me. I would recommend you check him out. I've also got some stuff ordered from what's he called? Can't see his name on there. Dave Watcher, the guy who does Uncanny Valley. Did me some books last year. He's got some sketches for us. John Pearson's going again, guy who did In Bloom. He's pricey, but his work's pretty damn good. I would recommend you check him out.
I don't see Terry
Shelby.
Dodson. I don't see Terry Dodson on the list. I thought Terry would have been on that list.
There's been a few who've dropped out, haven't there?
Seen that? Yeah. I've seen a few of them. Obviously, Patrick is
Patrick
dropped
Horvath,
out. Yeah.
Good old Al Ewan is there. I might get him to sign Immortal Hulk #1 because I'm particularly enjoying that series at the moment. Can't see Charlie Adler on there as well. Terry's just mentioned it. I'm sure Charlie's there every year. So
yeah, I can't see his name either. Yeah, it's interesting that the list of people that obviously can't make it as well. But I don't know if they're just deemed as exhibitors as opposed to this kind of a list. I don't know how they're doing it this year.
Yeah. Bat Dan, got a sketch from Dave Watcher coming as well. I mean, you'll not be watching. Dave Watcher's an interesting one. He does amazing work, absolutely amazing work. He did me 2 covers last year, which were cracking. I contacted him and paid him about a month ago. And I've just had a message tonight saying, Dave says, are you there both days? Because you'll get your books done by Sunday night. It's like, well, I kind of thought that when you organise them a month in advance, you're guaranteed to kind of do them in the lead up because he's got the books. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, stop complaining, Peter.
I know. I've also got 2 commissions coming from Silvio, but again, I don't think I can see her name on them. I don't think this is all of the people who are going to be there. Because Silvio's definitely coming.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it because I know that a lot of the guys like Boogra Comics, the guy that we were talking about last week. I know that he's going because I'm picking up a commission. I got a Judge Dredd done by him.
Yes,
and I'm picking that up. So yeah, this can't be the full list.
I wonder if this is the ones that like officially linked. The rest of them are people who've got stalls and they're not necessarily on there.
Yeah, the exhibitors type thing. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question. And I'm going to ask the chat a question as well, because I know some of you guys were into these books. I'm looking at some of the names on there. Is good old Jock on there? Can't see Jock. Is Jock on there?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Jock.
Well done, yeah.
So, speaking of Jock, distillery. Is that still a thing?
I believe so, yeah. I believe it is. I think they've just released their digital side, which is called Neon Ichiban.
Itchy what?
Ichiban? Ichiban?
Itchy Bum. Itchy Bum.
Itchy Bum is the post thought bubble. Anyway, so yes, I believe it definitely is still a thing. But yeah, it's interesting because distillery, I I normally buy all the books that come out that Jock's done a cover he's been involved in. That's pretty standard. But I found myself sort of backing away from buying the other books just because of the price point of them. And if you go on the website and things like that as well, I found that they were selling like toys for like $250 and things like that. That I just felt it was just wasn't my vibe. So yeah.
Let us know in the chat, guys. Are any of you guys still buying distillery books? Because I have to say, I've not thought about distillery for friggin' 6 months or so. I think I got pissed off with them cancelling books and things like that, starting a book. In fact, was it not a really good book I started reading, and then about a guy who was in a nursing home, a serial killer or something? Do you remember that one? So he was in a nursing home or a retirement home, and then a case that he'd worked on years ago kind of resurfaced, and there was this hoo-ha about whether he was actually the killer or it was a copycat or whatever. I'm sure I read issue 1 of that, and then I ain't heard of it or seen it ever since.
I do recall it. There was the other one about the boat as well, which I think maybe
White Boat or something. Was it
White Boat? Yeah, there was a few of them. I think it feels to me like they're leaning towards the whole digital side, because apparently as part of the digital side, the whole unique selling point is the fact that you can sell on the comics that you buy digitally, so you can sell them again in the aftermarket in their sort of ecosystem, and you can also, every digital comic that you can take that you buy, has got a QR code. And say, for instance, you get a Jock cover. Apparently, what you can do is if Jock's got his iPad, he can scan the QR code and he can do a remark digitally on your digital comic, or he can sign your digital comic, and then you can then either keep that or you can sell that in their aftermarket. So that's kind of a unique selling point that they're playing to at the minute.
Yeah, I hate everything you've just said.
What I've said, or because it's me that said it?
No, that, yeah.
Because if that's the case, join the queue, Peter.
Yeah. I'm bringing my die book. I've got 2 die books, Phil. I didn't realise that Stephen Hand was there. Hands to sign. Already have.
Yeah, Stephen Hands is there on the list.
Yeah, I might go and do that. I might do it the same.
Are you bringing a lot of stuff, Peter? Like, are you?
I wasn't, but it seems to be getting more and more. I've got a pile over here. It gets bigger and bigger every day. And the die book I've got is like a big hardback thing, so that's going to be a canny weight. We'll see. Phil's hitting the indies hard. I thought Charlie Adler was going. Yeah, he definitely is, Terry. He goes every year, I'm sure. C4 Darwin, thank you very much, pal. Enjoy that. Diamond going tits up really affected them. Right. I'm using my distillery stuff as underlay now. Been chatting with Dwayne. I'll not get that right. Dwayne Murray. And he's going, but don't see him in that list. Scott Snyder. That's it, the Scott Snyder book. Yeah, I knew it was Jock. I was wondering why Andy wasn't on it. It was a Jock book. New distillery book with art from Mark Lamon just out. Got a sketch from him, sorted too. I'm giving up on them, to be honest. White Boat was dog shite, in all fairness. White Boat 3 got delayed again in January. I think that will be 14 months. It's just crazy.
I'm trying to remember the name of that book now that you were describing.
TKO, Distillery, and AWA are faded away. Someone try and find the name of that book, because it was a good book. I can't remember what it was.
Keep talking.
He was a retired policeman or something. I can't remember, but it was good. It was canny. Anyway. IG Creator Showcase. We've just got a couple I want to briefly show off. Andy, this is some stunning artwork. This is the chap you mentioned last time, I think, isn't it? Yeah,
it was. Was it You Won't Feel a Thing? Was it that?
That might have been. Yeah, that rings a bell. I've read that, but that rings a bell.
But Phil and Chris are saying the same. Yeah, no, it just shows you that kind of totally forgot about that because it's been so long ago. So this is Booger Comic. This is the guy that I've organised to get a commission from, Rich Watkins. It's on his sort of list of artists that he's looking after, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really take a huge amount. I didn't really realise how good this guy was until I started concentrating, looking at his Instagram and seeing the likes of that Swamp Thing, which really caught my eye. He just recently put up another one the other day, which really look fantastic. And Rich reached out to me to say, he's really looking to do a Judge Dredd 2000 AD that was interested, and obviously I was. So I think he put it up quite recently, what he had done for me, and I'm going to pick it up at Thought Bubble. But this was just really to showcase Booger's work. If you've not already followed him on Instagram, please do so. And anybody that is going to Thought Bubble, definitely go and catch some of his stuff. If anybody's looking, because I've heard a few people saying, "Oh, who can I get commissions from?" and things like that. I'd definitely consider reaching out to Rich and getting one from Booger, because the price is really, really good.
I think that's stunning. I love the Superman. I know you're not a Superman man, but that Superman cover is great, and the Wolverine is stunning as well.
Doctor Doom trading card, the top right hand side as well. The detail is great.
I'm kind of in an interesting place with commissions as well. I've ordered a fair few, as you know, which is specific to what I want. But I'm also I've never really just gone and browsed what's on the stalls with the intention of buying stuff.
Yeah.
I always kind of look with the intention of what can I get them to do for me, rather than looking at that and saying, actually, that Swamp Thing's class, I'll just buy that. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I'm the exact same. I normally find myself getting fairly overwhelmed whenever you walk into Thought Bubble, because it is fairly overwhelming with all the stalls, and I think that mixed with a huge amount of anxiety as well of approaching people and asking them questions and actually interacting with people. I just kind of stand it from a distance, and if anything catches my eye, it's go in, buy, and get back out again as quickly as possible.
Stunning, great one. I wanted to mention this chap, Noodle Artworks 83. This is a guy who, once again, the good old Fuzzy of the Dunlop mentioned to us a little while ago. He sells artwork on eBay, and obviously he's got his links on the screen there. So please do go give him a follow and check out his work. The thing that jumped out for us is he's selling some of these covers for ridiculously cheap prices again on eBay. That Godzilla, I just thought looked spectacular in the cover, in the center, sorry. But yeah, looks absolutely amazing. So I did pick up a cover from him. So please do go check out Noodle Artworks. Just to show off, I got this one from him, which I think is cracking.
Nice.
I paid pennies for it. I think it was 20 quid or something, or 23
No
quid.
way, seriously? Yeah. That's great.
And it's really, really detailed. I love it. Absolutely.
Has he got a Thought Bubble, or is this just...
I don't think so. But yeah, give him a follow on Instagram. Let him know that me and Andy have sent you his way. Have a little look on his eBay stall. I'm watching that Godzilla. I think it ends tonight, so I may put a crafty bid in on that one. But yeah, great work, very, very good price. Love that Mumra. So yeah, nice one to find.
And
so
this is why I'm so looking forward to doing the original art focus in the coming weeks, because this is the sort of thing that I love. Like, in fairness, I'd never heard of that guy. And I'll definitely be checking him out, because the stuff looks great. That Catwoman that you showed there just a few minutes ago looked fantastic.
Yeah, the Eliana, the magic as well. Also the RC. I mean, yeah. So thanks to Fuzzy for pointing that one out to us. I think he's got some great work there. So please do go check him out. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about nostalgia now. Just before we do that, sorry, I just want to jump to the chat. The chap Andy mentioned, yes, he definitely is, Phil, with Rich Watkins' team. That's right.
Yeah. Phil, reach out to Rich and tell him that we sent you, and he'll definitely look after you. Definitely.
Yeah. Plan well this week, guys, to maximise beer o'clock. Yeah. I always manage, Dan. It's some of the others seem to struggle. Hope you all saw my sketch covers. I did, Dan. They were stunning, mate. Absolutely stunning interconnecting covers. Beautiful. Okay, let's talk a little bit nostalgia. Now, it's a different focus, I guess, because we kind of went nostalgia. Nostalgia means something different to everybody, I guess. But what we wanted to do was focus on comic books, not necessarily show off toys and all that kind of stuff, but comics that mean something from a nostalgia point of view for us. And we've got a fair few books to show off. Now, Andy, I know you don't like us making you big on screen, so we'll just stick with as we are. But do you want to show off a few books? What have you short? What have you brought to show?
Well, it's interesting. Before we do start, you mentioned about nostalgia means different things to different people. What does nostalgia mean to you?
Anything that gives us fuzzy feelings in the down below bits. No, it's for me, nostalgia.
I just heard fuzzy. That's all I heard there.
Yeah, for me, nostalgia is very much rooted in either stuff I remember making us happy when I was a kid, so whether that's a cartoon or a toy or whatever, or as I got a bit older, nostalgia in terms of the first character I remember reading of, or the first comic book that means something to us. It's stuff that just I remember from being a younger person and just having fun and enjoying and not worrying about shit, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very true. I'm a big believer in you've got to be careful with nostalgia goggles, because a lot of this stuff, when you go back and rewatch it, is not good.
Yeah.
But I just like to,
It's all kicking off.
Yeah.
It's all kicking off.
I do like to just remember stuff that made us happy when I was younger, I guess.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
No, I'm pretty much the same. I think for me, it's about those connections, connecting, whether it be a comic or, as you say, a toy or things like that, to certain memories, to easier times, I guess, as well. And I guess as you get older as well, is like having that, hope, God willing, have a little bit of disposable income where maybe if you couldn't afford it when you were a kid, or your mum and dad couldn't afford it or whatever, then you're getting the opportunity to do it now. It really surprised me doing this, that whenever I was looking through my collection, the amount of books that I could automatically connect to nostalgia. And I think if this goes well and the chat enjoy this segment, then we might actually introduce this as a regular segment where we maybe pick a book every show and maybe do a little bit of deep dive and look at the connections with the toys and things like that as well, if that's something people would be interested in. But that's kind of what I think about nostalgia.
So I think we've both. I don't want to go through everything we've got. I think we've got tons of nostalgia stuff. So we'll both maybe pick out 5 or 6. We'll see what the time goes, like items, and like you say, we might come back to more in the future. But we'll go bit by bit, one by the other, showing a bit off. Dan, Sports Billy. He used to love Sports Billy. Jamie and his magic torch as well. Remember Jamie and his magic torch? Yeah. But you're absolutely right, Dan. I think nostalgia sometimes needs to stay with how it made you feel, not necessarily for you to go back and re-explore. So I'll use Thundercats as an example of that. Love me a bit of Thundercats. My feelings on the current Thundercat run, but is that just because I've got the nostalgia goggles on and I'm thinking it should be something that it's not? I don't know.
Is it because it's not giving you that?
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Before? Yeah.
But then I dare say, if I was to go back and watch an episode of Thundercats, I'd probably come away and think, oh, that's a bit rough. So I think sometimes, I think sometimes with nostalgia, you probably don't want to scratch the surface too much, because you might not. I mentioned it many a time. I did that with Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was always a great film to me. You went back and rewatched it and thought, this is shite, Super Sorrel. Nostalgia to me is the inner child voice that wants to go back to the days of sitting on the carpet with a little box of figures and having adventures and telling stories through toys. Yeah, I'm exactly the same, pal. I think when something like Transformers has lasted 40 years, it becomes something more than a nostalgia IP, as it seems to get to other generations. Yeah, that's the thing. It needs to continue evolving to keep people going, I think. The new Thundercats is genuinely cack. Do you know what, Chris? I keep checking myself with Thundercats because I keep thinking, am I just being a grumpy old bastard? And I noticed the latest issue had a lovely image of Tigra on the front cover without a tash. So I thought I'm going to buy it. So I picked it up. That character doesn't feature in the entire book, so that always pisses us off, but never mind. But it was a story of Jogger and Mumra, but Mumra is like a... how can I describe him? He's like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, this like little thing running around and stuff. And it was like, maybe that was part of the original story and I've just missed it.
Yeah.
Jogger and Mumra being best pals, and then this weird scampy Mumra thing betrays him or whatever. But it was like, what in the shit is this, man? So yeah, it was nah. The thing with nostalgia is, understand, just because it made an impact then doesn't mean it will now. Time has changed and so have you. Fuzzy, you should put that on a card or something. You're absolutely right. Thundercats is defo more nostalgia IP at the moment. Desperate for a movie. Right. Okay, Andy, show us your first item. What do you got?
So, my first book, as you said, we'll get quite a few. Whenever I was younger, I used to always pick up little toy cars. My mum would always pick me up from school, and then we would go to the shop, and I'd pick up just like a little Matchbox car or whatever, or a little Hot Wheel. And the nostalgia for me for that, and the connection that I've got, is I've tried to pick up the Hot Wheels comics. They're obviously way before my day, but this is Hot Wheels issue number 1.
Wow. Look at that.
And this is based on the cartoon. I think it was put out by ABC back in the sort of late 60s, early 70s. And I think, if I recall correctly, and I could be telling lies here, but it's like 5 or 6 issues this run for. And this is issue number 1. Fairly decent condition for a 1970s book. But this is just my connection to those sort of Hot Wheel cars, Matchbox cars, and that time where I used to go. My mum would pick me up, and we'd go and pick them up. So yeah, this is my first book, Hot Wheels number 1.
I love that. I never, interestingly, toy cars were never something I really got into, but I've got a lot of nostalgia linked to them, because when I was younger, I spent a lot of time with my uncle, who lives in up next to Blackpool, Southport, I think it's called. And he started off as a model car collector, dinky cars, and we used to go, I used to spend summer up there, and would tour all the dinky toy shops and stuff like that. And then over the years, when I was about 15 or 16, he gravitated into carded action figures, and that was really the first adult in my life that collected stuff that I liked, and kind of made it stick in my head that, actually, do you know what, it's all right for adults to collect toys and action figures and stuff.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because the more I think about it, the more I feel is that the first thing that I got that got me into collecting that's evolved to where I am now, because it was the cheapest thing probably one of the cheapest things to pick up and buy. It'd be something that you would rip out of the packaging and actually play with, but then you would start amassing a collection of them. So was that the first collection?
Maybe.
Potentially that I ever had? I don't know.
So, speaking of collections, this isn't my full set. I've got maybe another twice as amount of these. Any idea what these might be?
Oh, I know what they are.
These are He-Man mini comics. So these are the He-Man mini comics that come with the action figures, the original line of action figures, and then they've continued on really right the way up to modern ones, I think. I absolutely adored these as a kid. There's some great ones to get a hold of. This one on the front here, if you can get that, is from the original He-Man figure. This is the He-Man and the Power Sword. Beautiful artwork on them. But the artwork inside is just stunning, absolutely stunning. Just really, really scary, nice looking artwork. So yeah, these are great. You can get tons of these. You can get them relatively cheap, depending on which ones you go for. I've wanted to try and collect them all as much as I can. Haven't worked out how I'm going to display them yet, or how I'm going to keep them neat, because you can't really get a comic bag for them.
Would be something you put in, maybe like get it like a proper frame, get it like a commissioned frame.
I thought
to
that,
put them in display.
I thought that. And then I also thought of, do you remember back in the day when we had CDs, you'd get like a CD album and you'd slot them in there or something. I don't know. But yeah, all kinds of different books going back loads and loads of different years. Great little comic series, great artwork. I haven't got a complete set really yet. But I haven't got it to hand. But you can get a hardback book which reprints all of these in a larger format, which I've got, which is stunning, absolutely stunning. So yeah, love that. And I love the fact that this got kids into reading comics as well with the action figure. Yeah. So that's my first, the He-Man mini comics.
And it's interesting to think we're going back to that original art element, that, you imagine the original art of those pieces, and if they're still available, and who has them and where they're at.
Some of the original painted artwork is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Been getting from the Chitara miniseries wasn't bad. It's the main Thundercat title I can't bear, but the Chitara one's not bad. And also Thundercats Lost, which is following the kind of the other team, is very cool as well. Yeah, very cool. Collecting is a generic thing. I think it's just a side note there. Love the fact they gave that little book away for free in toys. The art is so nice. Never actually seen those in person before. Got loads of them. Got a load of dupes as well. Anyway, Andy, next. What we got?
Next up, I'm going for a TV show that I recall watching and enjoying. Again, sitting more than likely with my dad watching this, but it was the Munsters.
The Munsters.
So this is the Munsters issue number 2. So if you're searching this book up and you're looking for it, maybe on eBay or whatever, it's actually not the Munsters that you look up. You look up TV Comics. So that's the actual name of the comic, is TV Comics. And it's from 1997. As I say, this is issue number 2. This is the variant cover, which is a reasonably tough book to get. But this I think I've got 2 or 3 Munsters books, and this just gives me, I get that nostalgic feel of watching the TV show with Herman and Lily and Grandpa and Marilyn and those guys. I loved it. Was this a show that you watched, Peter?
I was more of an Addams Family kind of guy. I remember watching it, but not in great. I don't have many memories of it. But yeah, it was a. Didn't they remade that recently with Rob Zombie? I think remade it or something, and it was dire, absolutely dire.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't think I ever want to touch any remakes and anything like that. No. I'm just I'm happy with my memories.
Yeah. No, it's a nice one. So this is one of the I've shown. So firstly, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, Andy, but I do quite a lot of YouTube shit. I think I've got nearly 1,500 videos. So I might have shown a lot of this stuff off before. So if you've seen it before, I do apologise. This is one of the only items I've got from when I was a kid in terms of it being an original item. So I don't know what you're like, Andy, but I go back and buy stuff that I remember I had, but I've got very little of the original stuff I had because I've sold it over the years and stuff. But this is my actual copy from, if my eyeballs work, I can't see a date on it. It must be 80s, early 80s or something like that. And this absolutely must have impacted on me because I've spent my entire life based on this topic, really. But this is something that gave away in GP surgeries. This is Superman. It's a booklet produced by the NHS with Superman fighting smoking, basically. He's fighting a character called Nick O'Teen.
Brilliant.
So that's Nick O'Teen there on the front there, smoking hat and everything, yellow teeth, all the shebang. And basically he's trying to get kids to start smoking, and it's basically just a health promotion thing of Superman basically kicking his arse and then telling you, Superman boldly telling you there,
that's brilliant.
I need your help, kids, in my lifelong campaign against the dreaded nicotine. Never say yes to a cigarette. So yeah, I just love this.
Is that the first appearance of nicotine then?
Yeah. But they gave this away free in GP surgeries. It's a health education council helping you for a better, healthy tomorrow. I just love it. I love it. And like I say, this must have. So everything else I had as a kid, I've sold or got rid of. But I've folded this, you can see the crease. I've folded this in half and stuck it away, and I've kept it 40 odd years. So it must have really registered and did something. Yeah. And then I've spent my life as a cancer nurse. Do you know what I mean? So it's done something to us.
It's crazy how there's a link there, almost like it's the start of a story type thing. Yeah. So would that have been like you'd have just been in like a GP surgery or in a hospital or whatever?
I'll have been in a GP and they've handed them out or whatever. So yeah.
And it makes it so much extra special that's where you got it from, as opposed to just picking it up on eBay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just quickly before we move on to the next one, Chris, this is what it's about. Both of you have had smiling eyes if you've talked about these things. Yeah, I remember nicotine. I always felt that there were hundreds of episodes of Monsters in the Addams Family, but both series always lasted 2 seasons. Yeah, I didn't know that, Fuzzy. There's a Spider-Man one for brushing your teeth.
That's actually interesting because I wonder how many NHS related type things like the health service related comics there are.
I might have to have a look for that one. Fuzz, I might have to have a look, but that's cool.
That's him down a rabbit hole.
That's me down a rabbit hole. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. Andy, what else you got?
Okay, next one is so the connection to this one is I can't remember what Christmas it would have been, but I got my first sort of game system, and it was the Sega Mega Drive,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's a core memory for me. I think I played this particular game over and over and over again, and I think I still have the game up in the attic somewhere. But this is the free preview special for Sonic the Hedgehog. This came free with 2000 AD.
Oh, nice.
And being a huge 2000 AD fan that I am, it was interesting the connection between the two, because I don't know whether I got this because I got 2000 AD because I liked that first, or whether it was the opposite way about, because I got the gaming system and I wanted to get this, that I picked up the 2000 AD, and then that got me doing the 2000 AD route. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I can't recall the issue number for 2000 AD that this is in, but what you'll find with a lot of these is that the bindings sort of pretty rough, because nobody really cared about them. There was no value in these. But yeah, I definitely saw the value. It's fantastic. And this links quite closely with the promotional comic that came in a lot of the 1982 DC comics. So if you're a Sonic fan, this is probably one of the books that you want to pick up.
So it's interesting, that one, Andy. So, I go back and I collect UK first appearance comic books. I've got a few of them. I've been looking at the Sonic one for a while, and the first Sonic one, so not that, but the first kind of like A4 page one, comes with a, I think it's a sticker or something on it, but it's quite a pricey book compared to a lot of the
others. It's like
others.
a magazine type. It's a magazine. Yeah.
It's hard to get. So, good link. You're talking 2000 AD, and I was thinking of you when I was looking through books to show off. I want to show you my first
Playboy?
ever... What?
Playboy?
No. My first ever introduction to one of your favourite characters. This is the first time I can recollect ever reading this particular book, and this was the Judge Dredd magazine. It's a little bit of an older one. Maybe it came out when I was maybe 16 or 17 or something. But this was my first introduction to Dredd. But the thing that impacted us more, to be perfectly honest, the Judge Dredd story didn't really impact us greatly. What did impact us is there's a story in this called America. Have you read America?
Yeah, one of my favourites, yeah.
Which I just absolutely was heartbreaking. So there's a guy who gets shot in the throat in it. It was stunning. But the story that absolutely kind of jumped out, trying to find a page, because you'll know what the story is probably straight away, doesn't really feature Judge Dredd. Come on, where is it? Trying to find it. There it is. And it's this one. It's about a little old lady who lets her flat out. Do you know what that story is? Yeah. So this is Young Death. It's the basically the origin story of Judge Death, and it's just phenomenal. It's terrifying. There's it's just, so basically it's a little blind lady lets her flat out to these characters, and Judge Death sits and basically tells him his origin story, and it's just terrifying. So yeah, this is Judge Dredd, the magazine, one of my first introductions to the good old Judge
fantastic
Dredd.
Glenn Fabry cover on that as well. So Glenn Fabry would be one of the cover artists that I would try and get all the 2000 AD covers for. But Judge Death, in my opinion, one of the most underappreciated characters in all of comic fandom. If you haven't checked out Judge Death, some of the stuff, that is a great story to obviously start off with. But yes, definitely do a deep dive into them. I think the 2000 AD thing puts a lot of people off just because there's so many issues, and it's like where to start. But I think, was it Killer Comics or was it here that we done? No, I think it was Killer Comics where we done a bit of a 2000 AD deep dive. So yeah, I don't know if that's still up, if it's still live, but definitely try and check that out if you want to get a wee bit more info on 2000 AD. Good choice.
Nice.
Good choice.
What you got next?
Next, okay, where do I go next? Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, so again, this is probably more toy related. So I remember that so I've told this story a load of times, so apologies. So I had all this particular franchise's action figures, loved them, and I think they get lost in the Great House Move of 1988. I can't remember, but also I've told the story about I've been looking for the sort of, I think it's like a 1/6 scale, 12-inch doll of B.A. Baracus. And I'm still looking for it, still in the hunt for it, because I remember my granddad taking me up Buchanan Street in Glasgow and picking it up for me, and it was core memory. But this book is connected to that, and this is A-Team issue number 1. I love this book. I love the cover. I love the artwork. All the characters. This is just pure. This is pure nostalgia for me for various reasons. Loved watching the TV show as well. Don't remember a lot about it. I think it was one of those ones that kind of just passed me by, but I just remember B.A. Baracus, the character, and Face and those guys.
Love the A-Team. You've given us, I mean, you've set us up here to give my story. I've told this one 100 times, but Murdoch, Howlin' Mad Murdoch, I got drunk with him in Blackpool when I was about 17 years old, I think I was. So Dwight Schultz, the guy who plays Howlin' Mad Murdoch, also appears as Lieutenant Barclay in Star Trek, and he was a guest at my first ever convention, my first ever Star Trek convention, which was held up in Blackpool, and it was staying at my auntie and uncle's, me and a pal. Must have been about 17 or 18. Never been to a con before, and it was in the middle of Blackpool, so we went there. And then it was getting later and later, and there's all kinds of stuff going on and stuff. And it was like, I need to ring my uncle to come and pick what up on a Saturday night or whatever. And then we're clocked that the part of the convention, the hotel it was in, had set aside a big conference room where they were just playing Star Trek episodes back to back, 24 hours a day. Well, you could just sit in the chair and sleep in there, couldn't you? They couldn't kick you out. So we decided to just stay the night. We ended up wandering down to the bar to get a Coke, and there was Dwight Schultz sat at the bar by himself. So we sat either side of him, and we spent about 3-4 hours with him. He bought drinks all night. He was a lovely, lovely man.
I was going to say, what was it like? You know,
he was off his face. Do you know how you see him on the show? Crazy. He was like that, but the sweetest, just nicest bloke. Yeah, he was lovely. Yeah.
That's class.
Before cell phones, so we didn't take photos and shit like that. And but no, he was great.
Which is probably best, because you've got that core memory that you'd probably forgot a lot of it if it was all about phones and taking pictures and all that. It's more personal.
The only other core memory I have from that particular convention was I spent every bit of money I had on a Star Trek Starfleet captain's uniform, which didn't fit us because I was fat. I still am, but I spent everything I had on it, so never mind. So my next book to show off links to one of the greatest movies of all time. I'll fight anyone that says it's not. And this is the Marvel Comics reprint or telling of the movie of Transformers the movie. So this is the official comic book adaptation. Good old Ultra Magnus on the front there. Just, again, one of the things that sticks out in my memory from being a kid was Transformers the movie in particular, about how fantastic the animation was, the storyline and all that kind of stuff. Just absolutely stunning. This is really interesting. I went back and had a look at it, and even though it's the official adaptation, for me, there are a couple of lines from the movie that I just absolutely expected to be in this, because they've kind of become geek mantra. I know we've got some Transformers fans in the audience. One of them is Prime's kind of speech as he faces off against Megatron at the start. The one shall stand and one shall fall kind of speech. It's not in this book.
We've had this conversation. Do you recall when they discussed and the near end to our friendship, when I told you that I hadn't watched Transformers the movie?
Yes, but I assumed that you would have left that conversation and got it straight away. What a disgrace.
I still haven't.
That's twice tonight you've let people down, Andy.
Yeah, the night's early.
Anyway, let us be clear, right? There's a scene where Prime faces off against Megatron and he says, one shall stand and one shall fall. And it's something I repeat all the time, basically. And it's not in this book. It has got, I'll rip out your optics. So that pleased us. I did smile when it said that. It's just stunning.
Do you use that quote whenever you're in like a board meeting in NHS?
I used to say it to my kids all the time because I used to laugh. I used to say it in like, "I'll rip out your optics," and yeah, just look at it, man. Look at it. Unicron, Rodimus Prime, mint.
Does
Love
it smell good?
Oh, it smells like sex.
Wow.
It's lush. It's lush. So yeah, that's another crack one. Let's just quickly jump to the chat before we move on. We're nearing the kind. I know we've got some pickups to show off, so maybe show one more item each, and then keep the rest for next time, Andy. We'll
Sounds
just
good.
keep this
Yep.
as a segment. We've got Squad Comics. Nice to see you, bud. The Judge Death looked like Batman who laughs. Wonder if they got inspiration from Judge Death. If you're not that familiar with Judge Death, pal, I recommend you check out Batman Judgment on Gotham. That's one of the Simon Bisley artwork. Stunning books. I love it when Judge Death, the create his body in the morgue, and then they nail the chicken to his arm and stuff because he needs his robes of office. Superb. 18 came to my house one Easter when I was 7. The real A-Team.
And the band.
I was out, but they left a letter in it. I get you. Yeah. Stop showing porn on your channel. Yeah. It's based on an earlier draft of the script. All right. See, Von Hoot's in the know. Good stuff, Von Hoot. Okay, Andy. Last one for tonight. Make it a good one. What you got?
Okay, since it's the last one, I'm going to double up on this one. I've got 2 examples of this. Again, this is another cartoon that I remember watching and absolutely being adoring it, absolutely loving it, and it was the Jetsons.
Meet George Jetson.
I loved the Jetsons. So this is issue number 15, and this is issue number 17 of the Jetsons. These books go back to 1973. Not in the greatest of condition, but these are just my little link and core of the core memory of watching the Jetsons on the TV and absolutely loving and adoring it. And it gave, I think the Jetsons for me was just that, that sci-fi element and just that, the wonder of what the world can be and stuff like that. So yeah, I loved it.
There's been loads of talk, hasn't there, that Jim Carrey's gonna be in a movie. But,
yeah. I'd be okay with that. To be honest.
Yeah. It's interesting. Jetsons is and Flintstones, I guess, really, is one of those properties that seems to have vanished now. I mean, we had the big budget Flintstone movies, 1 and 2, but then I don't you've not seen anything about them for a long time, really.
No, it's definitely. I mean, it's definitely not been one of those brands or anything like that, or that they're brought back. Despite there have been quite a few of the Cellverse and stuff like that, bring a lot of things back. But yeah, again, Flintstones is another one. I think I've got a Flintstones issue number 1 kicking about somewhere that I need to show on another show. But that again is another memory for me. I think slightly Flintstones more than the Jetsons, to be honest. But I think the two of them were kind of connected. It felt like cartoon cavalcade type show on Saturday.
Well, you've shown a cartoon one, so I'll show another cartoon one. Yeah. Interesting, just to note that I've gone for a lot of. Not that it's just because it's nostalgia for us, but I tend to go towards the UK version of comics. But I have got a lot of these also. What I tend to do is, so for example, Centurions. I've got Centurions 1 UK, and I've got Centurions 1 from the American version of it. Yeah. Haven't got the American version of this, but because it's a pricey book. But you've gone cartoons, so I've gone cartoon. And this is Scooby-Dooby-Doo from '89. This is Cartoon Time. With free stickers. We've got
Still got stickers as well.
Yeah, Huckleberry Hound, and of course Scooby-Doo there. If I do ever pick up, and I do pick up a lot of these kind of UK books, I like to try and get the ones with the free gifts. I don't know why, that's just something in my head. I like the complete kind of thing, but that's really hard sometimes. Yeah. Ones with stickers aren't so bad, but a lot of the books that I used to read, I don't know if you'll remember this, Andy, but they used to come with the sweet of the day kind of stuck to it, like a Wham bar.
Like a 2 bar or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. And obviously they're either eaten, or if they are attached to the cover, it's like a moldy mess of rip of shite, So desperate to get me. I've got a Mad Balls issue number 1, but it's just got the tape on it. I'll never get a complete one of them because it was like a jelly sweet. It was a tongue slapper thing where you're never going to get anybody that's left that on the bloody comic because it'll just turn into water or whatever,
Yeah,
But yeah, this is Scooby-Doo. issue number 1 from Cartoon Time, with the stickers on. Just love it.
And it's the fact that the stickers are still, I'm assuming, on the backing tape, because a lot of the glue super dries up and then they just fall off. A lot of that happens to the 2000 AD stickers.
Let's just see what the chat is saying. If you're really interested, I'll send you a link to the documentary. Please do, Von Hoot. I love me a bit of documentary of particularly Transformers. I still watch Flintstones and Jetsons classics. Yeah,
nice.
There was a crossover, or I'm imagining it. Flintstones, Jetsons. It wouldn't surprise us. Both Hanna-Barbera, aren't they? Not sure.
If there wasn't, there should be.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the DC Flintstones one. I read some of Scooby Apocalypse. That was very good. I'm sure I've seen it at DVH. They keep changing the vibe. Characters act based on earlier remit outfits. Okay, guys. Listen, we've nearly come to the end of the show. Just to mention, please, Scooby Apocalypse. Very cool. Just to mention, we're both on Instagram and also over on YouTube. Please do check that out. I love the image you've done of us, Andy, there, because I feel like I lost about 10 stone on it. So thank you for that. It's nice.
You're welcome. It's your good side.
It's my good side. It's my good side. But before we end, guys, as we always do, let's end with a few pickups. Again, I have shown some of these off already, but Andy has got a few to show off as well. Do you want to go first, Andy, or do you want me to?
You work away, mate. You work away.
Okay. I have shown this off on another show a while ago, but I haven't done a video of it, so there will be a video coming as well. This is a very old book now. Andy, you are a man of discernible taste, so you will know all about this book, I'm sure. Wanted a copy for years. This is Seduction of the Innocent. This is the book that nearly ended the comic book. Nearly ended comic books. You familiar with this one, Andy?
I am fairly familiar with it. I was just thinking the smell, like your granny's front room.
It's moist. It's
moist. Like a moist library. Yeah. No, the reason why I know about this is because I watched the Hydra Collectibles
shout out to Luke.
Video that you done. God love him. Hope you're well, Luke.
Lush. So yeah, Seduction of the Innocent. Wanted a copy of that for ages. Now
that book, no?
Yeah. Just gonna make myself big because I want to show this off. I have getting my package from Kickstarter from good old Kev, who's done a recent book. So K-Wiz, who is Sombrero Samurai. So I've got the first issue there with the trade dress. I'll be putting these on Instagram. I've got the kind of the Virgin variant one. Beautiful variant cover. Love that.
That's nice.
That's really nice. I also picked up another copy of the Weeping Blade, so I can give that away. I got 2 of these prints.
Nice.
Which are nice. And then I got my commission. So Kev was doing a ridiculous offer where he was doing commissions. It was part of the deal for Nout, basically. So I got a Thor from last time, so I asked him for a Beta Ray Bill this time. And I love that.
That's
absolutely
class.
Love that. So yeah, just stunning. I love the colour work. Kev's amazing. He's going to be at Thought Bubble, so please do go check him out. Some stunning work there, stunning work. Got 2 blanks. We've got Stray Dogs and Feral. So the idea of that is at Thought Bubble, there's a great guy who comes every year who's done me some Thundercat drones in the past. He's done his slides and things like that. Really nice bloke. I'm going to get him to do on Stray Dogs. I'm going to get him to do a Marmot. And then on Feral, I'm going to get him to do as a Snarf. So nice. A cat and a dog. So going to get those done at Thought Bubble. And then, just to show people, DC Knockout blind bags. I've got 5 of those. Don't know why.
Content.
5 of those, so I'll be doing them. And then the last thing I wanted to show off is a bit of a sneak. I've got a video coming out soon, but what the hell, I'll show it off. Good friend of mine picked this up for us. The patron of Comic Arts over in America. This is a Thundercats issue number 1, variant cover by Rob Liefeld. Seems a a good link that we've been talking nostalgia. This is signed by the voice actress of Chitara, the voice actor of Lion-O, and the voice actor of Tigra. Unfortunately, the gentleman who did Panthro passed away. But they've written Thundercats, Ho, and Ho and things like that on it. Absolutely love this.
Brilliant.
So love this. And it's proper. Even though I'm not a massive Rob Liefeld fan, it's a proper Tigra without Tash. So I'm liking that. So love that. Love that.
You can get Declan to sign it.
Can I shite? Listen, just a massive thank you, Rob, Fat Stacks. Good to see you, pal. Just gifted 5 memberships. That really do appreciate that, Rob. That is very kind of you, mate. Thank you so much for that. And a huge shout out to Rob. Reminder in the chat, Rob of On Hoot. Rob did a load of work at the weekend, a couple of weekends ago now, for Comics Curing Cancer. Him and the team raised a ridiculously eye-watering amount of money. Someone remind us, I think it was over 50 grand. It was obscene. Absolutely obscene. Just while Rob's here, or just because he's on in the chat here, you know, Andy, I've spoken an awful lot about my disdain for certain YouTubers, and 65k, freaking hell, Rob, man. 65k they've raised for cancer charity, which is amazing. So yeah, so as I was saying, you know, I've spoken about my disdain for drama content and all of that kind of shit. So I'm not going to give person the light of day to voice and name their channel. But there's a particularly unpleasant individual who stuck some video up about Comics Curing Cancer recently, which is just utter bile and crap. But what I just wanted to say was how fantastic the comic community is, because this guy was desperate for comment and for negativity in his chat that he can reply to and bite back on and all the rest of it. Rob is the only person that's responded, because it was pretty much a kind of a direct attack at the event that he plans. Rob writes a beautiful paragraph about not attacking the guy, but just talking about Comics Curing Cancer. And then what I love is that everybody else that's gone on that video, because it's got 200 and something views, has obviously seen Rob's comment and just thought, you know what, fuck it. And nobody else has commented. So the guy's got no response, no generation of comments. People have seen what's been said by Rob and just thought, you know what, that's it. We're not going to engage with you. You're awesome. Yeah. So, which is exactly how we need to be handling this stuff, I think. So, massive hats off to you, Rob. I thought your response was beautiful, mate. Absolutely beautiful.
No, fair play. Rob seems like a man of distinction.
He absolutely is. And you know my feelings on tash and beards. Rob's is an acceptable tash and beard. So you know,
it's whenever you started the sentence, you went, you know my disdain for YouTubers, and then you went 65,000. I was like, he's got disdain for 65,000 YouTubers. I was like, wow, that's a list.
Yeah. So seriously, cracking work, pal. Cracking work. Okay, Andy. What do you got to show off, pal?
So I've got a variety of things. You know, I was quite eager to show off the tat that I bought. So where to start? But some Lego tat. I picked up the Game Boy Lego set. You know, just it's a nice link to nostalgia. Do
you know what? It's nice. I like it. I'm going to give you that.
Oh,
it's nice.
Oh,
yeah. It's nice.
Wow, you really are on well.
Well, do you know what? Can I just say you, and maybe 6 other people have dropped me a message on Instagram showing us the Lego
Star Trek.
The Lego Star Trek thing. It's beautiful, but have you seen the price of it?
I haven't seen the price. What is it? 360, 400?
It's about 350 quid. 350.
Did you see the Lego minifigures that it comes with?
Yeah. I need a Picard minifigure.
Yeah. You have
it's on a stand. The saucer section disconnects. I'm a Star Wars rather than Star Trek. I'm even tempted to buy it just because it looks that good, to be perfectly honest with you. It is very nice, I have to say.
Again, I'm going to let you down a little bit more. You know, I have a love for the character Oogie Boogie.
Yes.
It's my spirit animal. I try to collect as much as I can. I picked this up. Okay.
I don't understand these. Explain these to us.
So let me explain it. So this is a soda pop Funko soda figure. Okay. So you open up the can. Okay. And inside is like a little blind bag. Think of it like a mystery comic bag. Okay. And inside you open up the little black bag, but at the bottom there's there's like a little pog at the bottom, like a little token, but that tells you what figure that you get. So I opens it up and I managed to get the chase. Apparently that's a
Ooh.
thing. And it came with this little poggy thing here.
Nice.
And it's one of 1,100, 1,300.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't care which one I got, but I just wanted my little Oogie Boogie figure.
I don't remember that from the movie. Is that?
That
I remember
colour,
Oogie Boogie. I know Oogie Boogie, but that color scheme, is he like that in the movie?
but that's because it's a chase. It's a different color scheme, and it glows in the dark apparently as well.
I see.
So there we go.
Thank you, Rob. Thank
Rob's
you,
a
mate.
man after my own heart. He loves
Rob,
Oogie
if
Boogie.
you're into your Nightmare Before Christmas, me and Rob did an interview. Do you know my I haven't done it for ages. I have to bring it back. Do you know my show where I get people on and they show items in the collection?
Is this on your channel?
Yeah. I know you're not a subscriber. No. Rob did an entire episode about Nightmare Before Christmas, and I went and first time watching the movie after that, and I enjoyed it. It was good film.
I bet you Rob's got a great collection of
Obscene
stuff.
I mean, mad stuff. I want to say cereal he showed us, boxes of cereal and things like that. It was impressive.
I love it.
It was impressive.
Let me get a little bit more serious in that case then. I picked up I picked up this. So this is the British Comic News fanzine. And the reason why I picked this up is because it has the fantastic Brian Boland cover artwork. So I find myself going down a little bit of a rabbit hole trying to find as many Brian Boland covers as I can. And he would have done a lot of early sort of fanzine work. And this is...
I'm trying to remember the name of that character, but they're from DC, aren't it? Is it Black Hawks? Black Hawks, I want to say.
No idea.
Something Hawks? Someone in the chat will know.
Somebody in the chat will know. But this is like it's got a lot of sort of 2000 AD that's sort of all black and white. It's got that sort of vibe about it. But yeah, I love this cover.
Love it. I love a yellow cover. I mean, I know a lot of people say it. I love yellow covers. I can't speak. Fuzzy says he told you about that. Is that right?
We were talking about BEM. I think it was it no another BEM cover that we were discussing. I think there's 2 or 3 that Brian Boland done. But yeah, the BEM covers are fantastic.
Gene, I'm the same. I'm not a Lego man. Andy likes Lego. The only time I've dipped my fingers into Lego was I got the Optimus Prime set, and people kept telling us it's lovely, it's dead therapeutic, you'll love sitting building it. Did I hell? It was like bloody nightmare fuel. I hated every second of it. And every time I look at the thing or touch it, it explodes now.
Look,
so
I mean, it's those fingers though.
Well, sausage fingers, yeah. But you know what? After I built the sodden thing, I understood and I had a better appreciation for that Lego movie and the cracknel, the glue. Because I thought, do you know what? Will Ferrell's right. I cannot stand this stuff. It needs to be glued together. But yeah. Sorry, on a Lego rant.
He's like an old man, isn't he? Just on and on and on. We get it. You don't like Lego. Chill out.
What else you got? What else you got? Come on.
No, I was just letting you go. I was just like you were off on one.
Kids these days.
Yeah, Lego. I think you'll like this one. So this is Horror Zone magazine issue number. Oh, I was really Scottish there. Horror Zone, issue number 1, and it's got a lovely.
Oh, no, that's nice.
Issue of the Penguin.
Danny DeVito and a face hugger on the front there.
Yep.
That is nice, Andy. I like that.
And a yellow cover as well. So this is issue number 1 of Horror Zone magazine. Love all these sort of old school magazines.
Just hold that one up again, mate. Sorry.
It's August 1992. Yeah.
That's cracking. Yep. I like that one.
Brilliant. That one. Okay,
that's
next
better
up.
than the Lego shit you showed.
All right, chill it. You'll have seen this if you're following me on Instagram if you want to, perpetuals.comics. But no, I picked up this Marvel premiere, The Legion of Monsters, issue number 28. And I've been so at the start of this year, I put up 5 books that I wanted to pick up on throughout the year, like my in search of books, and I managed to get them all. And this was going to be on my 2026, but this came up and it was a fantastic deal on eBay, and it's in decent enough condition that I'll be happy with. I just love it. I think it's a great book.
check it's not got a torn back cover, because if it is, that might be the copy I sent Sorrel. Make sure he's not sold the bugger. No, it's a beautiful book, absolutely beautiful book. I picked one up in CJC recently myself because it's just, I think it's a classic cover.
Yeah,
I just love it, absolutely.
Well, one of my LCSs has an 8.0, I think it is, for sale. In the last time I was in, and I was tempted to pick it up, and then I seen this, and I was like, "Look, this will do.
There's someone selling on one of the comic book Facebook groups in 9.0 for under 200 quid at the moment, which I think is incredibly reasonable.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, absolutely. Now, speaking of charity work and all that good stuff, there was a run of books called Hero Comics that came out. I think it was 2011 to 2013-14, and it was like a benefit book for the Hero Initiative.
Oh, yes. Was it Hero Against Hunger and things?
Yeah. So Adam Hughes.
Oh, that's nice.
So this is the 2011 edition. So this is the Adam Hughes cover, and then this is the 2011, but this is Hero Comics, and it's the J. Scott Campbell. So this is the sketch cover, and then the colour version.
They are nice.
Yeah. And then I picked up the 2012 edition. Again, a J. Scott Campbell cover.
Very nice.
And two more to go, guys, and then we can all go to bed. I picked up this bad boy. So what I try to do, guys, is at Halloween time, I try to pick up at least one horror-related book. And this was my book for this year. So this is the all-new Ghost Manor, issue number 23. And the cover is just unbelievable.
I'm loving that. I've never even who's the
Tom Sutton is the artist.
But who's it published by? Is it
published by Charlton Comics?
Charlton Comics,
yeah.
Nice.
How freaky is that? Just with the teddy bear and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then it can't be a pickup show without something relating to Jock. So I picked this up for an absolute song. This was Superman 2023 Annual 9.8. It's hard with the glare, but you'll kind of see it there, maybe. I don't know. There.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that cover either.
Never seen that one?
Yeah.
So this is from 2023. So this is the 2023 Annual Joshua Williams story, Jock cover. And I think I got this for like 30 odd quid on eBay. Just picked it up and thought, add it to the collection because it's a Jock cover.
Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. I've got a few more just to quickly show off just before, cause rather than doing another video on them. These are just books that are going in the old giveaway box. So just to show these. Oh, that's horrific. Just to show these off. How do I make it? There we go. So pick these up. This is Berserker by good old Keanu, issue number 1. Some nice yellow covers here. We've got an Action Comics 400. Love that cover. Love that cover.
Where did you pick these up from? What did I miss?
So I got these off of I can't remember what it's that weird group I told you I've got you about on. It's like a closed group on Facebook.
Yes, that one. Right. Okay,
I can't remember what it's called. Can't remember what it's called. It's the chap who does. It's Sean, the chap who does Comic Box.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Action Comics, love that cover. My son, is he man or beast? I've given away 5 or 6 copies of this, but I've always got to pick it up whenever I see it. Good old Darkhawk, issue number 1. I think that character still got.
Did you catch the Darkhawk joke in the Undeadpool story?
Oh yes, I did. Yeah. I quite like that. This is a nice one. This is Justice League of America, the Keymaster. Quite like that. Again, another yellow cover. There's a bit of a theme here, which is really, really nice. This is a bit of a minor key. Last issue of the original Flash run. Well, not the original Flash run, but the Barry Allen Flash run. This is where him and Iris pop off to the future. And then he gets bumped off in Infinity Crisis. But yeah, quite a nice issue of the first of one of the original runs of Flash. And then I picked this one up. I quite like, just because I like the cover. This is Batman, Mr. Freeze cover. Quite like that one as well. Pence variant. So yeah, very nice.
That's awesome.
Very nice. Right, chaps, just going to quickly jump to the chat, see what people are saying, and then we will call it a night. We've kept you over 2 hours. We do appreciate you all watching. 20 odd people watching tonight. Thank you so much for that. That's a wonderful cover. Von Hoot saying about that horror cover, Andy. It is a nice one, that. Charlton Comics. Thank you very much, Rob. Yeah, it's a beaut, that. I've never even seen that one before. Love it. C4 Darkman, are we all going to bed? Saucy? Yeah, it's how we like to end every show. C4, how I end every show. Doc was on Only Slabs 2 weeks ago, showing nothing but Charlton in ACG horror comics. Very nice. Very, very nice. Giveaway box, what's that? I think you know fine well, Mr. Fat Stacks. Rob, I'm sure everybody's aware, but if you're not aware, Rob does Only Slabs on a Saturday night with the best giveaway box in the business. So please check it. But more importantly, it's a fun show. So please go check that out. The AC book is a good one. Very nice. Fuzzy's getting upset. Cock off. You're just teasing me now. Is that the Mr. Freeze one? I just assumed, Fuzzy, because I know you are a Freeze man. I just assumed you would have that one. Have you not got it? If you've not got it, Fuzzy, hit us up and we'll get you sorted, pal. Okie dokie. That's it. We've done over 2 hours. 20 odd people watching. It's been fun as usual. Andy, anything you want to say? Anything coming up? And I know on Instagram, you've got a lot of stuff going out on Instagram, haven't you?
No.
No.
No, you can come in. If anybody wants to follow me on Instagram, they can. It's perpetual.comics. Thanks to the chat. It's always been great. So I always look forward to doing this show every couple of weeks. And just to reiterate my congratulations to Peter again for reaching 7,000 subscribers. One of the good guys in this little neck of the community that we call our own. And I think the amount of books and the amount of time that you put into these shows and the books that you give away, and you're so loved in the community, and I just want to say we appreciate it. I'm sure everybody in the chat does, mate. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I hate stuff like that, but thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It's always fun to have you had enough fun tonight to maybe subscribe to my channel, Andy? Are you gonna no? Don't go mental, okay? Next time. You've got 7,000. You don't need 7,001. Chill out. Calm down. Thank you so much to Andy. Really enjoyed your company as usual. Let me know in the chat, guys. Andy showed you a bit of a slide at the start there of all the different elements to this show. Let me know what works, because we want to make this show as enjoyable for you guys as possible. So let me know which elements you like, or importantly, if there's any points that you don't like, and we can start looking at changing those for other bits. But for now, thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow, probably doing a comic review from the week. But then, failing that, we'll be back Tuesday night for Panel Breakers. Okay, thank you, everybody. That's your whack. We'll catch you next time. Bye. The curtain's closed. It's time to go. Enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun, and hit like and subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your whack.